This is the new baby bunny, the babiest of the baby bunnies. Okay, that sounds a little morbid. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I've got another very fun video for you guys today. I just posted a couple of days ago my 2023 palette ranking up to this point, and today we're gonna do the rest of my makeup. Every other category of makeup and even beauty products I'll have to expand and say, because there are some things in here that aren't technically makeup products but still related that made it into my top 10. So today I'm sharing with you guys the top 10 products that aren't eyeshadow palettes that I've tried out so far in the year 2023. I cannot wait to share these with you guys. These are the best of the best. The stuff that really has stood out to me over the last 6 months, the things I've been reaching for again and again, month after month, the stuff that's really worth it in my opinion. So we're gonna get into it all. We're gonna rank them from least favorite to most favorite. I'll share with you guys pricing, all that good stuff. Hope you guys are as excited as I am. Before we get into the makeup, I wanna give a special welcome to anyone that is new here. So happy to have you here at my channel. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. And if you do, I hope you'll consider subscribing. And most importantly, make sure notifications are turned on so that you know each time I upload something new. With that said, let's get right to the ranking. Okay, so normally I don't like ranking makeup products. I find it to be somewhat difficult, but because this was like a top 10, this required a lot of research. I had to go through some old videos, look at all my description boxes, come up with a master list, and then I just picked out the things that I knew off the bat. Yes, these are like my favorites from the year. It was actually quite easy, which I was kind of proud of myself for. Normally I agonize over these kind of videos. I did with the eyeshadow palette video, that one I agonized much more over. So we're gonna go through them starting with my bottom ranked one, which again is still a great product. And coming in at number 10 is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I think a lot of people are loving this product. I know that it came out last year, but I didn't try it out until the beginning of this year. I think I tried this out in February. I love it. It's so good. And the more that I've used it, the more I really think this is a solid dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, which has been a favorite of mine for about 4 years. This stuff's amazing. I am wearing it underneath my skin today. I really just like this as a glowy primer to put underneath a medium coverage foundation. I actually do think this has the tiniest bit of coverage in it. So if you don't have a lot of discoloration, maybe you're in your 20s or even younger, and you just want something that's going to give your skin a nice, healthy, natural glow, I would highly recommend something like this. I think they have a pretty good shade range. I have shade number 2, which is about my skin tone. Now this doesn't have a lot of coverage, so I don't think the shade match is super important because it's relatively sheer, but I wouldn't mind a lighter shade that would give me more of a highlighting effect. So sorry, I'm left-handed. This is feeling a little awkward, but there's the product. That's shade number 2. It is a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but I would not mind something even a little bit more bright than this. It's a beautiful, beautiful product. The sheen is almost identical to the Charlotte Tilbury. It has that nice pearly sheen. It's lovely. I absolutely love it. A little on the pricey side for e.l.f. I think this is around the $12 to $14 mark, which is a little high for an e.l.f. product, but that said, I think it's totally worth it and definitely deserved a spot in my top 10. Ranked at number 9, I'm gonna go with a lip liner. This is from LA Girl. This is the LA Girl Shockwave Nude Lip Liner in the shade Mauve. This is a standout lip liner. It is so good. I love the shade. I love the formula. It's nice and long wearing. And I actually think of all the long wearing, more drugstore priced lip liners that I've tried, and I've tried a lot of lip liners over the last year and a half or so, this one reminds me the most of the Charlotte Tilbury. It's a little bit thicker. It's a little bit more waxy, not quite as thick and waxy as the Charlotte Tilbury one, which really, I think mostly applies to those of you that have a lot of fine lines on your lips. I know I just talked about this in a recent video, but having a lip liner that's too creamy and almost like emollient can kind of feather into the lines around your lips, whereas if you have something a little bit thicker, a little bit more waxy, it's not going to do that quite as much. And I find that to be true with this product right here. Haven't tried any of the other colors. I know they have other colors as well, but I love this color. I think it's a beautiful nude color that leans a little bit cool and a little bit like deep, which I actually really like. I think it works really well for overlining. This is probably one of my most reached for lip liners on an everyday basis because it just gives you that kind of beautiful overline shadowing effect. It's easy to smudge out and it lasts all day long. By the way, if you're wondering what these are, we'll get to those in just a second, but I love this. And above all, it's such a great price. This is around $4, which is fantastic. I mean, if you compare this to the price of the Charlotte Tilbury, which I think is $22 or $24, that's a $20 price savings. And you do go through these, if you use lip liners a lot, you do go through them pretty quickly, especially the ones that have to be sharpened, which by the way, this one does. That's the only drawback to this product. product. I generally prefer something that's retractable just so there's not as much waste. But that said, there is still a lot of product inside here. The price is great and the formula is amazing. Similarly, ranked at number 8 are also some lip liners, but these I have a set. It's actually a brand of lip liners that I discovered this last year. It's the brand About Face. So these are the liners right here. I have 6 different colors and I actually have a duplicate of this shade right here up in my purse. I accidentally bought the same shade twice, which just seems to be a theme with me. I've been doing this more lately as my collection's just gotten bigger. Fortunately, I really like that shade, so I don't mind so much. So these are so good. The price is actually pretty good on these. I kind of don't know where to put them as far as high-end or drugstore goes. You can get these at Ulta. They're $12 a piece. I got mine on sale. In fact, half of them I got during the 21 Days of Beauty sale, so I got them for $6 a piece. And the other half, when I went to pick up a few more shades, they were on sale for like $8 a piece. But I would even buy them at the $12 price mark. Now these are the shades right here. I will insert a close-up for you guys right here with the shades named of the 6 shades that I own. I really like them all. I don't use the 2 in the middle, the bolder shades, quite as much. They make a pretty bold lip, but I do like them. The 2 on the outsides are perfect nude shades. I absolutely love them. Perhaps my favorite, and the one I'm wearing today just around the perimeter of my lips, is this darkest one at the bottom. This is Midnight Seduction. Beautiful shade and formula. These are a lot more creamy than the Shockwave or the Charlotte Tilbury, which means you have to be more careful if you have a lot of lines because these will feather, but I really like these because they're so creamy. You can put them on quickly and then smudge them in, which gives you this almost like invisible lined effect. It's like lining your lips without looking like you lined your lips. But I love to overline my lips. I think it helps so much, but there's kind of an art to it to do it the right way if you aren't into that very obviously perfectly drawn, sculpted, overlined lip look. Like you want it to look a little bit more natural, but you just need a little bit of help. So watch that video if you need to. I'll link it for you guys right here. But these are great for doing that. You can smudge them in and they will not budge once they set down. They might be some of my most long-lasting lip liners that I own if I really let them set into my lips while my lips are dry and devoid of any other product. Very impressive. I love all the shades. I've really been enjoying these and reaching for them and pulling them into my purse ever since I first tried them out in, I think, the month of March. For my number 7 ranked product, I'm going to go with this Sydney Grace Luminous Light Face Palette. This is so fantastic. I was so excited to get this palette. They actually did send this to me. I do get some PR from Sydney Grace. You guys know I love their eyeshadows, but I've also loved their face powders for quite a while, for a couple of years now. And I've been collecting them for quite a few years, but they come in just the pan. They don't come in packaging, so you put them in like separate palettes. So I don't pull them into videos very often, even though I use them personally in my life a lot. But I was really excited to see them come out with a palette, and this is a perfect palette. This is the light version. I believe they have a light, medium, and a deep version. They do a really good job of curating their palettes. They do the same thing with their eyeshadow palettes. They do a light and a deep version of their eyeshadow palettes, which I just think is such a great idea. And I'm so impressed with this palette. If you like pink blushes, these blushes are quite pink. You get like a cooler tone, like dusty pink, and then a warmer kind of corally pink. I love mixing these two together. This is all that I have on my cheeks today. The highlighter, the blush, and then the bronzer. It is stunning. I love traveling with this thing. It's a little bit large for a travel palette, but you get all 3 products, technically 4 because you get the 2 blushes. It's a perfect face palette. I love it so much. Their highlighters are way underrated by anyone. I don't hear them talked about often. I don't even talk about them that often, but they're so good. If you like an intense highlighter, these are lovely. And this one in here is the perfect shade of Icy Champagne that's not too like chunky. I mean, you can put this on more sheerly, or you can really layer it up and get like a beaming highlight effect like I did today. It's just a great palette. I love a good face palette that just hits all the markers. Like there's not one shade that was kind of like the dud. None of these are duds. They're all amazing. The packaging's cute. It comes with the mirror. Just very well done. Very impressed with this, and I've been using it so much over the last couple of months. It's been on my desk almost constantly. Okay, my number 6 product. This one is a little bit different. It's not really a makeup product, but I had to mention it because it's one of my favorite things that I've tried this year. It's from Olive & June. It is a nail polish in the shade Pink Goldfish. I'm obsessed with this nail polish, you guys. I mean, I love nail polishes in general. I love Olive & June nail polishes, and I have quite a few of them. I was on their PR list for a couple of years, and then I stopped getting sent nail polishes from them, and then I just started buying them. So I have a lot of them, a lot of different shades, but this might be one of my favorite nail polishes that I have ever tried. It's super versatile. It's kind of a sheer iridescent like duochrome nail polish. It's like a sheer pink with this blue iridescence to it that is lovely. You can put it on your nails bare and it gives them just this sheer kind of sparkle that's iridescent and beautiful. It looks amazing on top of an opaque pink like I have today. It just gives them this kind of like blue shift. Oh, it's so feminine and pretty, but interesting, but not obnoxiously over the top or bright or eye-catching. I also love it on top of like a blue tone or a purple tone. It looks good on top of anything or on its own. It's just such a versatile nail polish. I love it so much. I need to buy a backup of this because I do not want to ever be without this. I can't believe I've used it this much, having only had it for about 3 months. It's incredible. If you see this in your Target or your Walmart, I highly recommend grabbing it. It is one of my very favorites. I do not think you will be disappointed. I can't imagine anyone that is somewhat into doing their nails that wouldn't love this. And another great thing about this one, especially if you use it on its own, it's very forgiving. Like it kind of wears off well because it's kind of sheer. If it gets a little scuff or doesn't dry perfectly, it's not that big of a deal because it's more on the sheer side. So it's a little bit easier to use, especially if you're one of those people that just does not have the time to do a full-on manicure. Okay, ranked at number 5, another product that I just knew had to be in this video today instantly, and it's from Physicians Formula. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Powder in the shade Natural Glow. This is really a blush for me. I have fallen in love with this product and it's been on my desk constantly. I already have a massive dent in it after just 3 or 4 months. It's so pretty. It gives you this like, it has this bronzing quality to it, but it also has a bit of shine in it. It has a little bit of shimmer, so it gives you some sheen and some highlighting effect, but you also get that beautiful mauve coloring. I don't know that the swatch is going to do it justice. Hold on, I need to wipe my hands off. Let me just try a little swatch right here. So you see the sheen, a little bit of a highlight effect, but then turn it to the side and it kind of looks rosy and bronzy at the same time. This is one of those products, and I have a few products that kind of fit into this category that's very multi-purpose. Like it kind of fills the role of a bronzer and a blush and a highlight all at the same time. So if you are someone that likes a multi-purpose product like that, something you can just throw on to give you a little bit of sculpting, a little bit of color, this is the perfect product. It's been sitting on my desk pretty much since I've got it. I reach for it all the time. It's just one of those like perfect one and done kind of products. Definitely worth a spot in my top 10. Okay, we're down to the top 4. This is where things get particularly good. And coming in at number 4, I think it's gonna kind of shock you guys. It's a set of eyelashes. Maybe it won't shock you guys because I actually have been talking about these a lot lately. It is the Eyelure Emma Willis Trixolicious lashes. Now, technically, I tried these out last year, but the reason I want to mention them in my top 10 today is these have kind of reinvigorated my mission to find false lashes that actually work for me. I found these randomly in a Marshall's and tried them out. These are half lashes. Actually, they're not half lashes. You have quarter lashes or like corner lashes. So these are technically like the outer third of your lash line, and then these ones on the top are 3/4 lashes. I like both of these. I prefer the outer corner ones, and those are the ones that I'm wearing on my eyes today. You guys, these are amazing. And ever since I found these last year, I went on a mission to find alternatives for these ones because they're a little bit harder to find. The only place I've been able to find them now is on Amazon, and I don't imagine they'll be on there forever. So I tried some cheap ones from Amazon, found those ones, did not work. The bands were too thick, and then I went and tried a bunch of these 3/4 ones from Eyelure. I like these ones, but I don't like any of them quite as much as I like these. These are the most perfect lashes for anyone that falls into any of those categories that I mentioned. Lashes are difficult to put on for you. They're uncomfortable. Maybe you feel like they weigh your eyes down. These just give you the perfect little like flare accent on the outer corners of your eyes that make or dress up your eye look just enough without being over the top. I love them. They're also very comfortable. You can't feel these on your eyes because the band is so thin and it only goes in about 2/3 of the way. They're amazing. They solve all my lash problems, and I actually think they look good. They add something to my eye look in ways that no other lashes ever did. So I'm gonna link them down below for you guys. I'll warn you, I don't know how long these will be available on Amazon. If you can't get your hands on these, I do really like, and I'll have to come back and do an update on these soon, these 3/4 ones from Ulta. I've liked most of these as well. I actually have to trim a little bit of the inside off because they're 3/4 just a little bit too long for me. I like them more like just inside of a half lash. They're not bad. I like them, but these are by far my very favorite. So this is a brand new package I'm wearing for like the 20th time. My other set on my eyes today, I don't imagine these will last much longer, and then I'll have to break into these ones, but I highly recommend them for anyone that considered themselves kind of a lash dummy. All right, number 3, this is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. So this was sent to me by Milk Makeup. I never was really interested in this product. I know that it's been around for what, like 4 years now. Now there are a couple of reasons for that. I've only more recently really gotten on board the primer train as I've gotten older, as my skin's gotten drier, and also as I've just gotten used to using a primer and kind of noticing how it helps out my foundation application, which I do think it does help a little bit if you have dry skin. I finally come to really enjoy primers, and when I tried this out after Milk sent this to me, it really is the primer of my dreams. It is so incredibly hydrating. It has this very subtly tacky feel to it that is so good. I know the word tacky or sticky sounds so unappealing, but this is like tacky in a very good way, in a way that makes you it just feels really nice on your skin. It's almost kind of cooling. I do think my foundation just applies so seamlessly on top of this. It really just makes my skin just really soft and supple and ready for foundation. I will definitely be purchasing one myself when I do run out of it because I love how this wears and feels on my dry skin, and it works good with any foundation. I love it so much. If you are looking for a good hydrating primer, I think you'll love this as well. Ranked at number 2, this is actually a brush. It is the Persona eye brush, the Blend and Apply eye brush. So Persona sent these to me. I bet there are a lot of things in here today that I was sent. It was not intentional. I don't even get that much PR, but they really hit it out of the park with this one. You guys, this brush, oh my goodness. It is the most perfect eye brush ever. I've kind of become a brush snob over the years. I initially started out with the Morphe brushes, then I can go back to the Morphe brushes because they just were not soft enough compared to my Rephr brushes, which I do still really love. But now I feel like I've discovered this, and I kind of feel the same way about my Sydney Grace brushes. They're also very soft, but this one, it's even softer than the Rephr brushes, to the point where I go back and use some of my Rephr brushes now, which used to feel so incredibly soft to me. It's not that they're not soft, but this is like air. I mean, it's like blending your eyeshadow with air. You cannot feel it on your eyes at all. It is so incredibly light and fluffy and soft and loose, but it does a really good job blending and applying the perfect shape, the perfect stiffness. And by stiffness, I mean it's not very stiff. It's very flexible, which I really love in a good blending brush. And then this apply side is so good. It reminds me of just a lot of brushes that you have probably seen, like kind of the basic C-shaped sort of brushes, but it's a little bit more loose, a little bit more feathery and flexible, which means you can apply and also blend with this part as well. Perfect for the lower lash line. You can get an entire eye look done with this brush, but not just a basic eye look. You could do some like really serious stuff with just this one brush, which technically is kind of 2 brushes. They make the perfect brush duo. I highly recommend this. If you have not found your perfect eyeshadow brush yet, I have to say, you guys, I think this is it. And when I first got this, I was not that excited about it because I normally don't like dual-ended brushes because I can't store them where I normally store my brushes, but that is okay. This gets its very own special spot just sitting on top of my makeup desk at all times because it's probably one of the things I reach for more than anything else, maybe other than my eyelash curler. Okay, that brings us to the number 1 product. I'm curious if you've been watching me, if you watch most of my videos and have been watching me since January or February, can you guess what it's gonna be? I bet you can. It is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Concealer. Again, this was sent to me by Physicians Formula, but I'm so glad that they sent this to me because I don't know that I would have tried this out on my own. I confess, Physicians Formula is one of those brands that I often overlook. Even though I love some of their products, they are a little bit on the pricier side at the drugstore, so I'm not as prone to try out things from them. But I have to say, you guys, this concealer is the concealer of my dreams. It is everything that I look for in a concealer. It's very hydrating, but it's not greasy feeling. It doesn't slip and slide around. It gives really good medium-high coverage. I can use it anywhere on my face, under my eyes, on my eyelids. I can use it on the perimeter of my face. It's just a really good solid formula. It even smells really nice, which I initially thought might break me out, but it does not, which I was so grateful to find that out. And I am certain of that now because I truly use this concealer at least 5 days a week. I've been trying to pull back in like my Dior and my Lancome and my Kosas to give them some rotation time, but I keep going back to this one because it's just so perfect for me. The only downside, and I know that I've mentioned this 10 times now, but in case you're watching this for the first time or hearing about this for the first time, their shade range is pretty minimal. They only have 6 shades, and I do have all 6 shades. I will link that video for you guys right here in case you're curious to see what the shades look like swatched. I did swatch them in that video. They have a really nice dark shade and then a very light shade. and then just like increments in between. So you might not find your perfect shade. You might need to maybe combine a couple to find the right shade for you. I actually don't mind doing that, especially in drugstore concealers. I will often pick up something that I think might be a little too light for me and a little bit deep for me so that I know I can concoct my own perfect match. It's pretty affordable. I think it's around $10 if you pick this up at your Walmart or Target, but I love it. If this was a $15 concealer, I would still spend the $15 on it because I think it's so good. It is my concealer match made in heaven, and I think it's officially bumped my Revlon Candid, which that's really hard for me to say. And that is it, you guys. Those are my top 10 products that I've tried out in the year 2023 so far. What did you guys think? Were you surprised by any of these? I'm sure a few of them were not that surprising to you because I talk about them all the time. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you guys have thoughts on any of these products, maybe you tried them out, maybe they did or did not work for you, let us know down in the comments below. I'm just one person. This is just my opinion. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys are all doing well. Let me give you one final reminder. Make sure you subscribe before you leave, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye.